Hey guys, how's it going? I saw this demo show up, and I'm really pretty excited to play it. Once again, look at that art style. So this is the game Laika, Aged Through Blood. Now I know I'm covering the logo. That's terrible, right? I should be on the other side of the screen. For those of you that don't know from a historical context, Laika is the name of not only the animation studio that did one of my favorite movies, Kubo, and the Two Strings, but a bunch of other films. They are named after a dog that was an astronaut. I'll share. If you want to find out more, you can look that up. It's kind of a downer, but basically, I love how many different companies have made an ode to that. In fact, that dog is actually something that plays into one of the stories I'm writing as well too. Not named Laika, but a character based on that. And when I saw the name, I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out. But it was the bits of animation on this in this game and what the gameplay could be. It was hidden from me though, because I usually hide more adult content kind of concepts, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh, well, my own settings did that to me. So I can wish list play setting, and I love playing through the demos because there's 9 times out of 10 going to be something in there that doesn't make it into the final, or some options. To be forewarned though, there's a good chance that something could freeze up on this. I already had that happen with one, and that was kind of weird, but it played through and it caught up just fine. There's a survey here. There's a wish list, there's settings, and play. So let's go to settings here real quick. Screen shake, okay. Walkie slow time, I don't know what that is. I'll just go back. Go to the survey. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's not go back to the survey again. That was weird. Let's go back to play. I have no idea what to expect here. This is the best part about these things, is just jumping in and giving it a shot. Let's just see here. Jesus Christ, gorgeous. Where all was lost. Okay, so there's no D-pad control on this. But there is. Oh man, this is wild. Let's see, let's go back. Puppy. Mommy? Howls. Mommy? Puppy. Puppy, don't cry. What's... Jesus. The birds crucified Cousin Poochie with his own guts. Ah, fuck, this is gonna be a dark game. Okay. Honey, that can't... Uncle Jacob told me Poochie's tummy was all open. Ooh, is your uncle still with you? He just left with your gun. Go to Granny's. I'll be back soon. Rage and sorrow. Find Jacob. Accelerate with the left trigger and hold A to continue. Oh, it's a very exciting bike on this. Balance with LS. Okay. This is really bleak. Oh my god! I literally rolled my bike over and just died. Okay. can't back up. Let's fight. Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god, okay. Alright. Wow! Okay, so the controls on this are really harsh. This could be a unique. Okay. So basically. Wow. This is definitely going to be a super ghouls and ghosts sort of thing. The bad part is getting past the tutorial. Okay. So now I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Puppy's here. How is she? I got her. You killed those wretched birds. If I don't kill myself on this damn bike, that's exactly what I'm trying not to do. We can't piss them off, Mother. This is gonna be dark as hell, isn't it? What did I just hit? Okay, this is interesting. Ah, Jesus. Whoo, shit. Just found Poochie. Is it true? Crucified with his own guts? You don't want to know. And Jacob, his walkie's off. Not a sign. That's some dark shit. Okay. Guess I can go back to my bike. Alright, so let's take a moment here for some brevity. For anyone that is finding this kind of harsh to watch, I totally understand. This is just a demo, and the good thing is this is simply a fantasy story. It's just to give us some levity in that. The art direction is beautiful. I love that it feels like I'm walking through a graphic novel. And sometimes presented like this, I'm often caught off guard. I tend to like more positive stuff and funny things in my games, but I can completely appreciate this. Immediately I'm getting a feeling like when I read the graphic novel Mouse years ago. And I've scrubbed a lot of that out of my head just because of what the themes and the subject matter was. Not that I'm in denial of it. I love history. It's, in this case, this is very much a Mad Max sort of dystopian sort of society take on things. Pretty brutal, though, so far on that. And pretty unforgiving as far as the overall control scheme. Like that. I just meant to go forward. Oh god, I gotta do the whole thing. Ooh. Nothing like dying right in front. This is really hard, okay. So. That's how I feel about a lot of this. Use X to drift and change the direction of your bike. Oh, so that's interesting. So once you start going back, press Y to interact with the phone, or it'll rip your area after you die. Okay. Like right there? Because if not, yeah, right back here. Okay. It's weird. So the controls, although they do work very well, I'm kind of surprised by how they How I didn't just die there. Ooh. So your natural inclination is to use this stick. And I think I reincarnated right here and died right next to it. Okay, so basically what you're using is the trigger is what fires you off. And then you're using the left stick to kind of gauge how you're doing. You're turning around other way. But so this is definitely a learning. So I'm using, like it said, the X button to flip around and to turn. I can imagine once somebody gets the hang of this, it's not bad at all. Getting used to this. Okay. Go down this way. Need a break. Okay. Good thing I saved right there. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, which is really interesting to me. And I just flew off that. Alright, that was great. I was already heading in the right direction. Okay, I'm gonna tell me to come back now. Yeah, I know! Jacob needs me. Count him dead. We can't anger the birds. You know what? That's kind of crappy. My point exactly, Elder. All right. Get over how absolutely gorgeous the illustration style here is. Okay. Lift the front wheel moving left stick left or right to switch to the upper path. Hold A to continue. The learning on this is kind of insane. Jacob said something of our wire pump, just remembered. Okay. Barbed wire around here, that must be the military area. You know, okay, so that is one thing I'm noticing. If you're going through this, it's really hard to kind of catch what they're saying and do that. You know, like, but I imagine a little bit more gameplay, not a problem. Entering the military camp, it's extremely quiet. This all looks like humans were here at one point in time. That was pure luck. God, look at that. Oh, whoever they have is the illustrator on this. I found a trail of blood, a lot of blood. What am I gonna see now? Jacobs or the birds? Either way, not good. Of course. That's the part that has me a little bit confused. Although you can pull off some pretty cool effects in here. So this could be one game where I'm really going to have to polish myself up on this because I genuinely can't remember how to make that thing. Back to the other place. So my question is, how did I pull that off? Let's see here. Okay, so there's a status. There's weapons, equipment. There's upgrades, that's cool. Well, we'll give this a try for a little bit longer. I can't remember. It's not the game's fault. There we go. So I have to push up before I get there as I'm speeding along. Doesn't seem to be. Oh god, that hurt. The gameplay is. This is hardcore. This is really hardcore. I like it, but it's definitely one where I wish there had been a little bit of a tutorial that allowed me some practicing. It is neat though. Like, it's pretty satisfying doing this. Now, one of the things I'm noticing is it's supposed to allow me to jump or to go up depending on the direction I'm choosing. It's not doing it. Ooh, probably gonna save myself on that one. This is definitely not. You can pull off some incredibly crazy moves on this thing. What am I doing? What gets me there is like, so I managed to go up one time. Nope, see right there. Ah, that hurt. So there is some frustration with how this is. I don't know that it's necessarily the game's fault. This is one where I definitely enjoy the game, but I think that if there was a bit more of an easy aspect to it. Because what's interesting to me is like, right here, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Getting the hang of that, but like, there's this weird thing where if I'm going up, I almost have to time it just right. Yeah, like if I push up to go on that ramp ahead of time, not working. Although I'm not gonna lie, just that is just cool. When you get it to work going up, not a problem. It almost seems like it's such a hairline factor to get, which is disappointing for me. See, like right there, it worked fine. But then by the time you get up here, you're so happy that you did that. Now I'm going to try the same thing, timing it the same way. Nope. That's a point of frustration. Alright, let's try it. Nope. And see, like, you naturally want to hit the stick to turn around. Now. Okay, and I'm pushing up on it. Nope. The soundscape is done really nice. It's nice, muted music. It's got a good vibe to it. Yeah, trying the same thing again, and it's just not doing it. Alright. No, it's crazy. Nope. And I kept, you know, like, there's just something about it. It's maybe the demo, it might be me. I want to always preface this by saying that, like, if there's something wrong in the demo, it could be a technical issue, but like with this one, it's kind of weird that, like, I'm almost leery about touching that control stick just because it causes you to pop a wheelie or just right on your front. And you can easily die that way, but you have to push up while you're gunning the left trigger to go up. And I'm just not getting anything on it. I don't know if that's an issue with the game. It is difficult. The game has some touchy mechanics to it, and it's kind of a shame because, you know, and like then I just tried right there with the control pad, which I almost wonder. I'm gonna give it one more shot, and if not, that's fine. It's one of those things where I'm really gunning for this to be good, but it's just odd how. Oof. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate because it is such an, you know, it's one of those things where it's just such a beautiful looking game. And having issues right there again. I don't know. It's probably something simple I'm overlooking. I always try and say that it's like right there, that worked really good. And then it's just getting that part. Nope. Doesn't want to engage there. See, there's a part here where when you're holding the left trigger down, you hit the button to reverse, it should be one fell swoop to go to X. So I'm hitting X, turn around, and right here, nope, doesn't want to go up. Back again, and I almost wish I had my other camera set up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Because no matter where I'm hitting that, it is not letting me do that right. Doing it all beforehand and everything. Now, and just when I think I'm going to, that's a point of contention for me. Yeah, no, it's just not. Now I wonder, I'm going to time this as best I can right on that vertex where the ramp begins. Nope, just not doing it. First I thought it might be performance on my system, but nah, it's running really nice. I've met all the requirements and all that stuff. just kind of sad. Every once in a while, I know there's going to be something like this. And, like, the weird part is I see more ramps up there, and that makes me not really want to try this too much longer, you know? So, gosh. What I'm hoping is I can play through the demo one more time, see if I can figure out some of this stuff, and then give it a bit more of a fair shake. But for right now, yeah, that's just not working for me. And this has got to be absolutely boring to watch. I'm going to give it one more shot and then stop from there. Yep. Now, that's frustrating. It's actually, and it's kind of crazy. If I had paid for this game and that was the mechanic that killed it, I'd be furious, because it's great to introduce mechanics into platforming. And there's so much going for this. Visually, this reminds me of stuff that Moebius would draw. It has this really bleak, gorgeous, like, single line weight aspect to it. It reminds me so much of a graphic novel, it's not even funny. The sprite for the character is well animated, well done. I like the zoom in, zoom out aspects. It's very dreary, it's very post-apocalyptic. It has that brutal aspect and nature to it. It feels like something that, like I said earlier, is akin to the visceral edge that the graphic novel Mouse has, but it reminds me just a bit to, I compare a lot of things to Akira in my mind whenever I'm looking at something, because of just how unprepared I was when I first saw Akira years and years and years ago, and then later Ghost in the Shell. But Akira was on a whole other level for me, and I don't know why I'm picking up a little bit of an infusion of that, maybe the gritty realness of it. But when a game, even Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which is one of my favorite games to play on the Super Nintendo, that game is unforgiving, you know? This is unforgiving. I got over quickly over the fact that if I rode my bike wrong, I'm gonna kill the little main character. There's the heartstring pull of seeing animals get hurt, even if they're cartoon. That's a weak spot for me. I work in animal rescue. I have a lot of animals. I just don't like to see that sort of stuff. But I'm willing to look past that to see where this game is going to go. The simple fact that mechanic on that bridge, that play mechanic, just doesn't seem to work for me. And I know I'm doing it right, because I got back up here on the first one. I don't know if it's a detection issue on how the level is built. I don't know if it's a control issue. I don't know what it is. I'm not a game programmer. I've only built rudimentary game aspects before, but it just doesn't, it seems so random. Like, you have to hit it right at the right point. I could see where, if you see that whole area right before the ramp, if maybe it was triggered in that zone with the stick going up, I would do that. But I'm reluctant to use the control stick on the left side, because if I rock it too much, I may just roll the damn character over in the middle of a jump or something. So the control is really interesting in that regard. I'm going to move around just so you guys aren't bored out of your mind while I'm doing that. But there's so much about it that just is gorgeous. I mean, just driving through this, it looks amazing. And that whole mechanic of being able to race with your bike is pretty freaking cool. It reminds me a lot of Excite Bike. That was the first thing I thought about. And it's just cool how it works. It's just rad. I really do like it quite a bit. And the animation is freaking on point. Like, that's just so beautiful. And I don't really have to hit the left control stick to really keep leveled out. I mean, if you do, you can do some cool controls here and there, but yeah, see right there, I tried to go up it didn't work. So there does seem to be some weak point in that, which is unfortunate because it's already that early in the game. And it's infuriating because I want to know what else happens. The story seems to be set in a really good dynamic there. I had to go really ahead of time, so let's give this one more shot. So, here, no. I I pushed it at the same distance I was down below. Now, granted, it's a little bit disconcerting when you're, and I'm holding this one down all the way from the beginning. Still nothing there. Let's turn around, go back. And one more time here. Up, and no. It just don't want to do it. With that, guys, I'll go ahead and stop with this one. I had a feeling that I was really going to love this. I did not have a feeling that the kind of awkward climbing the next level aspect was going to be this hard. The mechanics, I would almost have loved to have seen something where you could learn the gameplay through some trial runs or a more forgiving aspect, or maybe even an easier setting, which might be on the final game. I didn't see it in this one. I didn't really check all the options though, so I could be wrong on that. I may or may not come back and do another part of this, or I may just, actually, I'm going to go ahead and publish this as this is now, because I don't know if the demo will suddenly disappear on me again. And I'm going to call it at that. I want to believe, and I'm going to check out their page on Steam and maybe reach out to them and just say, hey, is there something I'm doing wrong play mechanic wise? Because again, I do love how this game looks, and it seems like there's so much promise from the storyline, and I just want to see where it goes. And the reason, there's a kind of a double edge for this too. When I get into reading a graphic novel, I kind of want to know that the payoff is going to be good, that the travel and the journey is going to really make sense. And this is kind of double painful because I love the look of it so much, but the moment I can't go and progress, that becomes frustration. In any game design like that, unless it is known to be a classic that is really hard, and there are some like that for me, like Rygar, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Volgar. That one's one, but that one just reminds me so much of like the feel of Three Dirty Dwarves from the Sega Saturn. That there are games that are punishing like that I don't mind, and eventually I get over it. But the playing mechanics make sense. There's certain things in there where it's like, well, I was just overwhelmed by enemies or something. Not, I fell off my bike, or I couldn't get a ramp detection connection to work. And I'm even willing to forgive the aspect of falling off your bike and hurting yourself, and there not being a life bar and stuff. All that stuff is just part and parcel for being placed in this world. It is brutal. You should know your shit. I don't think that should apply to other random things. So with that, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. There'll be some links below. The demo will be below, and I'll go ahead and maybe link to the full one if that page is up. I think it is. And go from there. Maybe you guys will have better luck with the demo. Hopefully the game will be top notch because it has so much going for it. And I really hope it works out for everybody involved. The developer, the publisher, and everybody that enjoys this sort of genre of game. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I keep forgetting to introduce myself. I am Mario the Artisan Rogue. I play these games every once in a while, but I have a bunch of other stuff down here on this YouTube channel, from drawing things and review stuff and all this other stuff. So stick around, check it out, everything, and I'll catch you guys in the next playthrough.